Hello there, welcome to my first live. Let's see if I can see who's who here. Hey there. Oh, somebody was on and then they left. Hey, thanks for joining my first live stream on YouTube. I'm doing a little test on here to see how it works. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll try to figure out how to view the comments because I don't even know what buttons to push yet. Hey, Josh, there we go. How's it going? Nick, hello, happy Friday. Oh, Dr. Carey, what's up? I'm doing good. This is fun. I'm having a good Friday. The week has gone by quick. Been getting a decent bit of work done today. Today is one of my no meeting days. Thanks. Where are you based out of, Josh? I'm in Idaho. And Nick, I'm curious where you're at too. All right, we got some more people joining. Happy Friday, everybody. Doing my first YouTube live stream. Hello, doing well. Oh, in the UK, okay. So let's see, it's currently 5 p.m. here in Idaho, so it's probably, was it 10 p.m., 11 p.m. for you in the UK? Number one fan, yep. Almost midnight. I mean, hey man, I can't blame you if you're, it's an exciting part of your Friday night to watch the Family IT Guy on YouTube. Hey, doing well, thanks for asking. Let's see what kind of controls I have on here. Trying to think of what's up, Riaz, how's it going? If you guys have any questions or any topics you want me to randomly talk about, probably going to start doing these on a scheduled basis. This was like a first little experimental run just to see what the app looks like. Hello. Isana, I can certainly try. My first live stream ever. So this is my third one, but it's all today. So first I did TikTok, and then I just got done with Instagram, and then and now I'm trying YouTube just to see what all the tools are like. So I mean, basically, yes, like today was my first live stream ever. I've never viewed a live stream, and I've certainly never hosted one until this. So I'll stumble around a little bit. Yep, doing great, Riaz. Thanks for asking. Why we should be against digital IDs? That's a good question. Jay Morganavan is bricked. The only reason I know what 6'7" is because of my kid. So if that tells you anything about how cool I am. Thank you. Oh, I can set moderators to help me from rude people. Shoot, I need that. I need that generally. But thank you for that. That's good to know. Okay, so digital IDs. Yeah, what's interesting about digital IDs is that if you compare it to like a regular physical ID, let's say you go to, and for Josh in the UK, I was going to say you go to the bar, you go to the pub, you walk in, there's the bouncer at the pub. And I don't know if the UK, I wonder if the age of drinking is 18, and in the States often it's 21. But so you got to show your ID, right? You go to the pub, you show your ID, and you prove your age. And Josh, you might be right about the moderator thing. And when you traditionally show your ID, the bouncer can just look at your birthday and check it against your face, like, okay, cool, you're old enough, right on, go on in, have a good time. But he doesn't follow you around and track you, and like it doesn't add you to an internet database. Whereas with a digital ID, the digital nature means that it's recorded somewhere in a database. So yeah, it's okay. I thought 18, yeah, for UK. So if you need to prove that you're over 18 with a digital ID, then that data is flowing often on the internet. And the trouble is that any data that flows on the internet should be considered public, because even if you put it in a secure database, it's pretty hard, if not impossible, to do so in a way that cannot get hacked. It's, if it lives in an internet connected system, then it basically can get hacked. And in many cases, we've seen Microsoft has been hacked, Google has been hacked, Apple has been hacked. A bunch of, I used to work with some secure groups in the US government that have been hacked. So nobody is immune to it. And so when you use digital IDs, you end up in an environment where you can basically be followed, and your movements and activities can be regulated remotely. And so we see some of this stuff. Oh yeah, data breaches exist. Yeah, exactly. And we see some of this stuff, like, not to sound cliche or anything, but we see some of this stuff like in China, for example. Certain areas in China are purely digital, and there's other countries too. Speaking of the UK, right, Josh? You probably know more than I do, but there's some interesting sort of digital tracking that's going on in the UK, to where if you do something that is not well liked, like if you have an opinion that isn't well liked, or if you say the wrong thing, or like in China, there's certain words that you're not allowed to say, certain phrases or certain historical events you're not allowed to reference. And if you do, and your existence is digital and your identity is digital, then it allows the government to basically switch off your access to things. And so it could be switching off your access to communication, could be switching off your access to public transport, it could be switching off your access to food even sometimes. And so, I think something that is very fundamental to, like, my work with family IT guys, like, how do we set kids up for success? How do we keep kids safe on the internet? And there's an underlying principle there that deals with privacy, where for me, it's like I want to keep my kids safe, not for safety's sake by itself, but rather safety is a means to an end. And what is that end? So oftentimes the end that we're trying to seek is freedom. Freedom to speak, freedom to work, freedom to move, freedom to love, all these kinds of things that we want to do without any outsiders sort of controlling our activities or our speech or our thoughts. And in a digital ID environment, it's a game in which you're trying to trade privacy for safety, but it's a false premise because you actually can't have safety without privacy. So there's no such thing as that trade. And so that's something that I think about a lot, which is like, if you basically have to recognize that governments generally are not in the business of personal security. But yeah, Josh, I get, and that's okay. Just and that's fine. I mean, this is the point, and I think this is actually super cool that we get. How often do you get to do this kind of neat one-on-one type of deal, or 1 to 3? So yeah, those are my thoughts on that's my very brief, very short thoughts on digital ID. There's a lot there, but I think the premise that's worth expressing and thinking about the most is that you have to have privacy in order to be safe. You have to have privacy in order to be free. And so if somebody comes along and says, hey, in order to keep you safe, I'm going to require some of your privacy, I'm going to degrade your privacy, then that's just not how that works. So hopefully that was helpful, Stephanie. Yeah, exactly. And I think when it comes to another way to look at it is like when it comes to safety and privacy and stuff, I think that's best done in the home, especially with kids, right? Like, because I think a lot of times these laws that are privacy degrading are often wrapped in a label that says, oh, we're going to keep the kids safe, keep the kids safe online, therefore we're going to trade away privacy. What happens actually is that the kids' privacy stuff ends up being a degradation of privacy for adults too, for everybody, and so it's hard to achieve. So I think the real answer is actually that instead of starting from the government and working in to personal security, I like to start in the home and then work out. So you have security that's provided by the people closest to you. So if you're a kid, you have security provided by your parents, your grandparents, your cousins, uncles, aunts, your community, teachers, coaches, like that. And once we start getting into this concept of personal security being provided by strangers, folks that work in a government, whether it be a local government or a state government or a federal government, for me, that's just it's a non-starter. It just doesn't really make any sense. We don't share incentives. So, all right. Well, I'm going to call that a successful first test. And Josh, cheers, man. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks everybody else too. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And once we start doing schedules on these, we'll announce the schedules in advance. And look forward to chatting again. So, cheers. Take care.